Okay, moving on. Time to talk about a movie that everybody can get into, for the whole family, really. A generational movie. It's called John Wick 4, and it is one of the best movies ever made. No.
The end.
Okay. I don't know if that's true. John Wick 4 came out, I believe, a week ago at this point, 2 weeks? I don't know. We're very timely here at Barnard Babble.
Mm-hmm.
It is very, very good. It's probably my second. I need to go back and rewatch all of them. There's 4 of them. I would, like, off the top of my head, it's like just like pure my remembering the movies. It probably goes 1, 4, 3, 2. And I feel like if you ask most people, they would probably say the same thing.
That's your ranking?
Yeah, like the first one is the best one, followed by this one, the new one, the fourth one, then the third one, then the second one. I honestly want to go back and truly and watch them all. Like, I don't know about critically watch them, but just watch them, go all vibes, man, and see how I feel.
Yeah.
But this fourth one was so good. Damn near 3 hours. I mean, I can give you a quick synopsis for people who have no idea what John Wick 4 is about. I know you're probably like, is he still avenging his puppy?
Yes, in a way, yes.
Yeah, I mean,
like, yes.
Okay. So I'll just read the quick
He is.
IMDb synopsis. Is John Wick uncovers a path to defeating the High Table, but before he can earn his freedom, Wick must face off against a new enemy with powerful alliances across the globe and forces that turn old friends into foes. That's not a bad synopsis.
No, it's not.
I went into a read and not know what it was going to say, and that's pretty much it. Those first 3 John Wick movies, they all take place back to back to back, pretty much. If you think about it.
Oh yeah.
If you think about it, like I had to like read from my brain, because it can be when you see how many people. I mean, and maybe it makes it even more ridiculous if you think about how many people he's killed in like a few weeks.
Mm-hmm.
If that, like the first movie, and then the second movie is like the next night. It's like it's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
How much he has gone through and done in these 4 movies.
Right, and not died.
And he's like a tank in this one.
Well, are we gonna talk spoilers? Are we talking spoilers?
I mean, let's just get into it. Yeah.
Spoilers for John Wick from here on out.
Wick.
We aren't gonna just jump into the end, but just so you know.
Yeah. The final enemy is a dog. John Wick fights a dog at the end.
That would be absolutely wild. Wouldn't that be wild? Man.
A dog comes out in a suit and a gun.
His dog that died.
Comes back. Yeah.
It's the puppy.
John Wick. We're friends. So yeah. Oh my God. Stupid.
Anyway.
But no. Yeah. I mean, no spoilers. If you need some random people on YouTube, I don't know how you stumbled across this video to tell you to go see John Wick. Go see it. Come on back after you've seen it. But yeah, so it will be spoilers. But yeah, no, he is a tank in this movie. He takes a lot of damage. It is so well shot. It is so action packed, and I will say for damn near 3 hours, I think maybe I got there was a slight lull in my mind once,
Mm-hmm.
when like him. I think it's when he's in Europe. I forget what European country he's in, but he's in Europe and he has to get like his family name back or whatever.
Yeah.
During that part, I was kind of, he was talking to the I forget his name, the big guy who's like, the Baba Yaga.
Yeah.
During that part, I was like, what's happening? like in my mind, I was listening just a little bit. I seen the movie twice, right? The first time I saw it, I saw it like 9 in the morning, or no, sorry, 9 at night, 9 p.m. Right. So I had a full day, went to work, yada yada. I was like, I had to watch it on this Thursday. Went there, loved it. Not gonna lie though, was a little tired. I went in and out a little bit. I don't know if I'm sure I told you this, right? That I went in and out a little bit.
No,
I didn't tell you. Yeah, I fell asleep just a little bit.
Well, I'm glad you're telling me this now, because then you made me feel bad for falling asleep when we went to see it.
Well, I can't believe you fell asleep though, because you didn't see it at 9 p.m.
I'm just gonna let you gush over John Wick, and then I will give you my thoughts.
You didn't see it 9 at night after having a full day, so you had no excuse.
It was 11 a.m.
You should have been wide awake.
I was not.
That's your fault. That is your fault. Anyway, the person I sat next to, right? Because it was a pretty full theater. Him and his girl fell asleep.
It's a long movie.
I mean, but damn,
there is. I'll let you go because I have points, but you go.
You have points.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I will refute those points. Anyway, so the action was nonstop. Well, I won't say nonstop because
no. Well, I'm going.
How about you? You know what? You sit over there in the corner. Anyway,
I'm like,
the movie. You know, for a John Wick movie, I think it's not till like almost 30 minutes into the movie where like they have like a for real like big set piece action scene, because it does open up with him, you know, taking down some guys in the desert. He's going after the elder of the high table. And, you know, that's, I don't really consider
that is not the same actor.
It's not.
And I'm interested into what happened there. I love that guy. He always pops up in different things, and he's great.
I don't think it matters why it was a different actor.
I don't know. Well, it took me out.
That took you out?
It took me out. Because
they made a point. They even made a point of like, it doesn't like the elder before me. You know,
I was wondering.
It doesn't matter.
I was waiting for that too. I was like, are they going to mention the fact that is not the same dude? That's not the same man.
You're lucky they even mentioned. You lucky that they even said that, because Hollywood, they could have been like, "Look, it's a different brown guy.
Yeah, they could have. Yes.
Don't worry about it."
Well, that's what I was worried about. And they did say something. I'm glad they did say something.
And so them saying something, did it bring you back into the movie?
A little bit.
Oh my god!
But like I said, I do like that actor.
It lost Erica 10 minutes in. Erica was like, "I don't. Nope."
I do like that actor. He was in Three Kings with Mark Wahlberg. I love Three Kings.
How come Mark Wahlberg wasn't John Wick?
That's a good movie.
Huh? Anyway, what am I even saying? Jesus. Anyway,
I'm just picturing Mark Wahlberg as
John Wick. Listen, I will say that. I will say this.
Man.
It would not have been 4 movies if Mark
He's like,
Wahlberg
you're gonna shoot my dog, huh? Hey, you guys are gonna shoot my dog?
What? No.
What? Sorry. Okay. Anyway.
We also recommend The
You're
Happening.
all gonna have to die.
We also recommend The Happening. Yeah, if you haven't seen that. No, but so like it takes a bit to get going. Like they had to set up, you know, the stakes, and they introduced a new villain. What's his name? Which Skarsgård boy is it?
It's Bill, isn't it?
It's Bill Skarsgård. Yeah.
Isn't that Bill?
Pennywise himself.
Yes.
He is introduced as, I don't know, his title is always confusing to me. It's like the Marquis Dumont or whatever French word they give him. I'm pretty sure his title is just like, hey, I think he's a part of the high table, but he's just like representing all of them or something. Or he's like, hey, we're giving you the job of getting rid of John Wick and cleaning up his mess.
I just let all that glaze over me. I don't even try to think too hard about it.
Which is weird because the story isn't like crazy in these movies. So like
no,
the fact that you don't even want to try.
But there are points like that where I'm like, I don't understand. Is the table a metaphor for life? Where the table at? Can I see it?
You one of those
Are there chairs?
You one of those people who need to see like 12 people sitting at a table being like, time to take out John Wick. No, we didn't need that. We didn't need that.
Why is Bill the only one we focusing on in this movie? And then so I'm just like,
well, because I mean, you know, like, we're in spoilers. I don't know if the creators of it, they were just like, maybe we've built at the high table too much or something.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, because him killing them all, what would that do? Because this movie like talks a lot about death and like what leading a good life, man, and just it's I say it's obvious now, but after 2 watches, once again, spoilers. John Wick allegedly dies in the end. I think it's one of those things where they were trying to come up with like motivation to keep him going. Because I know that I've heard some stuff, you know, the directors and the writers and whatnot, they didn't want it to become like a joke. And for some people, it probably already is a joke. But I feel like it's only a joke if you don't watch these movies. If you watch these movies, you get it, you know? But they didn't want the series to become like, oh, the fifth one's like, oh, God, they made another one. And like you roll your eyes, you know?
Yeah.
They wanted the story to make sense for the world they created. And I think they did a pretty good job. Like they did like, because they talk about it a lot, like in other movies too, and in this one, you kill this person, another person's going to take his place. You kill this person, hey, doesn't really matter. The table is omnipotent. They will always be there. No one is above the table, you know. But they always, you know, in other movies, he was like, I'm going to kill them all. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I feel like at some point during the process, maybe between the third and this one, they were like, maybe he won't kill them all because, like, what? Do you need to kill them all? You know, like if he had like blew up the world to take these people down, would it maybe it would have rung hollow. I'm trying to get into the mind of the directors, the creators.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think why they killed him off. Assumably at the end, is it some studio crap like, hell, don't kill the high table because they can be the overarching villains for our spinoffs.
Right.
There
are spinoffs.
Apparently there's a movie called Ballerina, which someone said, I saw something there saying it was already filmed. It's already done.
It probably is. Yeah.
And they say that takes place between the third and the fourth one.
Okay.
Different characters and stuff. I'm sure some people will be, same. I'm sure there'll be some same characters. I don't think Keanu Reeves is going to make an appearance. He could. Who knows? He could be in the background. I don't know.
Eating a sandwich on a bench.
Yeah, looking sad and depressed, but he's still good. He's still good. So I'm wondering. I hope it's not that. Like, I hope they didn't change the story from the third one. With the third one, Winston shot him off the roof. He did it in such a way to where it wouldn't hit a vital point. But God, John fell down how many flights and hurt himself. And it ended with Lawrence Fishburne. What was it? The Bowery King. Talking about John, you ready to get revenge? And Keanu, yeah. I'm ready. So you're like, oh God, and God, I think the third one came out 3 or 4 years ago at this point, which is crazy to think about. I'm like, damn, because it feels like these movies come out not every year. But boom, boom, boom. But
COVID was a thing, though.
I understand.
Okay.
Thank you. Yes, COVID was a thing.
To explain the time gap.
Okay.
Same thing with The Mandalorian. People are like, why did it take so long? Well, we all did go through COVID, y'all. So
no excuses anyway.
No excuses, apparently, yeah.
But, so, the movie ended with let's go, let's get them. And I think, something happened. Like, there were rewrites and I thought they changed the story. If it wasn't for COVID, maybe it would have went. Because I heard a rumor that they were going to film the fourth and fifth one back to back.
Oh,
just boom, boom. Like, let's do it. Let's wrap this franchise up. And I think maybe COVID did change some things. You could argue that this was 2 movies in one because it's almost 3 hours.
Yeah,
but I don't know. But
that's probably why it is so long.
I wonder if that's why it's so long. They combined some stuff.
They combined it
probably. But so it went from I'm gonna kill all the members of the table to just I'm gonna kill a couple of them here and there, and then we're gonna come up with a way for me to maybe get out,
Mm-hmm.
And they wrote that in there. They wrote a way for him to be released from his death sentence, and I think they did a pretty smooth job with it. The cast, Donnie Yen is in it. If you don't know Donnie Yen, besides him being in this, and you're like, hey, that's the. Wait a minute, I just thought about this. Why is Donnie Yen playing nothing but blind men in his American movies now? Between this and Rogue One, he played a blind man.
Oh my God, you are right.
Is Donnie Yen actually blind?
I am one with the Force, and the Force is one with me.
Yes.
Wow.
Why is he playing that?
Is Donnie Yen actually blind in real life?
That's funny. I don't believe he is, but
that's
wow.
Hilarious.
I literally just thought about it just now recording this.
I'm not sure if I liked his character in this movie. I know. I'm so sorry, everyone.
Let me talk about the cast real quick, and then we'll go back to that.
All right.
Donnie Yen, if you don't know Donnie Yen, I can't believe you just said that. Donnie Yen, he's an amazing actor. He's been in a lot of Chinese Hong Kong cinema. He's just to give a quick recommendation of a movie, look up Flashpoint. Look up him up in a movie called Flashpoint. If you don't want to watch the movie, just type in Flashpoint fight scenes and be entertained. Okay, he's been in so many movies. He is an action superstar. People talk about Jackie Chan. They talk about Jet Li. They should talk about Donnie Yen in that same breath, but for some reason he just never hit over here like Jackie and Jet Li did. But put some respect on his name. He plays a guy named Kane.
Did he ever do a movie with a black person?
You know what? That could be the key.
I think that might have been why. I'm being funny, but if you think about it.
Let me think. I don't know if he did.
Was he ever in a movie with a comedian?
I feel like he was I feel like well, you know what? Owen Wilson is not white because Donnie Yen was, I think, the main villain of Shanghai Noon. Or Shanghai Nights, either one.
He's not the protagonist though of the film, so that doesn't count.
Oh, that wouldn't count. Guy. He needs to be teamed up with a black man.
Yeah.
Who was Jet Li teamed up with that was also black? Exactly. Your argument is falling apart.
Jet Li in the Aaliyah movie? Wasn't that him?
Wait, so you count that?
100%.
Yeah. You know what, Jet?
100%. I count that. What was that called? That
Romeo Almost Died.
Romeo Almost Died. That was a really big deal. That movie.
Weren't there a few blacks in that movie?
Can you not say the word blacks?
That's why I said it like that.
Yeah, but yes, it
Hey,
did
to
have
be clear, y'all, we are also
a black cast.
Hey, I'm black.
Yeah.
I can say blacks up and down all I want.
Okay.
Listen, I've been living my life.
But it does for some reason make me uncomfortable.
I know, that was the point. I've been living my black life as a black man for 33 years. If I can't say blacks, who can? Anyway, you're right. Donnie Yen should have teamed up with you know what? He should have been in a movie with like all the Chris's. Chris Tucker, Chris Rock. You're right, baby. Yeah. And then his Hollywood status would have been cemented.
It went up.
It would have been cemented. Anyway, the cast is amazing. Clancy Brown, Ian McShane returns as Winston. We already said something about Bill Skarsgård. He's great. There's a new character. What is his name, baby?
Did you say Lance Reddick?
Oh, I didn't. I didn't want to talk about him, I guess.
You didn't want to talk about him?
No. I'm just covering up for the fact that I didn't mention him. Lance Reddick.
He sadly passed a week before the movie came out.
I think we're mispronouncing his name.
It's Reddick.
Let's put some respect on it. Lance Reddick.
Okay.
He did pass. I don't know what happened. I just know that they say naturally, but what does that mean? Was it a heart attack?
Right.
Did he die in his sleep? I'm not exactly sure about the details. It's sad. It really is. When I saw it, I was like, damn, it hit me.
Yeah.
He's been in a lot of prolific stuff. If you're a nerd or whatever, just he's been in a lot of stuff from video games to, just like niche shows like Fringe and like, he has been in a lot of nerd culture stuff, and he seemed like a really good guy. It was sad, and they had in memory of Lance Reddick, but he's back in it. He dies early, which
almost
sucks
immediately. Yeah,
I was like, damn. It's one of those things where like I'm sure like the creators were like, damn it, Lance just died, and we killed him in the movie like 10 minutes in. Yeah. Shit.
Yeah.
But it was it was a good death, I guess. He had some final words, So I don't know. I would have loved for him to make it, but it's one of those things where like they had to establish the villain as being like for real and bad,
a threat,
and you need to hate him and you need to do whatever,
Yeah.
So I get it. If what's his name, Bill Skarsgård, if he would have killed Lawrence Fishburne, I wouldn't have even blinked. God, like Lawrence Fishburne's character. After the third movie, I was like, let's go. It's gonna be Keanu, and it's gonna be Larry Fishburne doing it.
Nope, he's just gonna live in those sewers.
He's gonna be in the sewers
dog.
and then just be like, ha ha, the king. I'm like, Negro, if you don't, I'm like, can you do? He does help here and there. He gives them suits. He was the whole reason Keanu had like a place to train and rest and recover after surviving the fall from the third movie. So he is important, and he gets some guns. Listen, but I feel like there's something more they could have done with that character after 4 movies. Granted, he was in the first one.
Lawrence Fishburne probably don't want to do nothing more than what
he
has to do.
I wonder if that's it. So. I wonder if that's it. Where he's like, look, y'all,
I'm tired. Okay,
I'm a lot of years away from fighting agents in the Matrix movie where he was actually throwing down.
Yeah,
maybe that's true. Anyway, y'all, one guy I want to talk about. Oh, his name is Shamir Anderson. He plays the tracker / Mr. Nobody in the movie. He's great. I loved him a lot.
He is great.
Like each character.
Maybe he can be the new Kang.
What do you mean?
What do you think I mean?
The new Kang?
Kang.
Oh, Kang.
Yeah.
What do you think? You think every black person could be the new Kang, baby?
No, I'm just saying because given the current circumstance and what's happening with the current Kang.
What's wrong with the current
Maybe
Kang?
this man can be the new Kang.
Why are you saying that? Because he's black and an actor?
I mean, he was great in this film.
Sure.
I'm just saying. I'm just tossing out thoughts in real life, in real time.
Hey,
okay?
So if Lance Reddick wouldn't pass, would you have made that joke about Lance?
Yeah.
Listen.
I still think Kevin Hart should be the new Kang. I still think Kevin Hart is it.
That's all right, I'm gonna take this podcast back and put it back in control. Listen,
that's who we need.
What's his name? Scott Adkins. Kang, son of a. Anyway, Scott Adkins was I forget who he played. He was the European big guy. He was in a fat suit.
Yeah.
I don't know if you knew that initially. Did you know that?
Yes.
There was a fat suit.
Yes, it's clearly a fat suit.
I saw something where like 3 guys did not know that was a fat suit.
Okay.
And they were like,
That man's forehead was so skinny.
Well, they had to look it up. Well, one guy looked it up and he was like telling them, "Yeah, actually, it was the face."
Clearly.
I mean,
he got that leg up so high and kicked him.
That's one of the things one of the guys said. He was like, man, when that leg went up, he was like, wow, they got a guy.
I mean, I'm not saying big people can't be limber, but I was just like, clearly
that was the reason why. That was the reason why this one person was like, wow, he got his leg up there.
He got his leg up there.
They found somebody with like in this body shape who can really perform.
Right.
I was like, and one guy was like, actually, I looked it up. Fat suit.
That's it.
Anyway, we're all over the place with this movie. Look, the action scenes are amazing. 30 minutes in, there's a freaking 30-minute action set piece in Osaka. It is it flows, and it was one of my complaints, like one of my major complaints with which one is it? The third movie at this point. It was an action scene with Halle Berry, and I got so bored. It was a long scene, which is why I'm kind of comparing it. And it was Keanu, obviously, Halle Berry's character, and these two badass dogs.
I loved it.
And I got so bored by that scene. And I felt validated because years later I was listening to a podcast and some people said something similar. And then a time after that, I was watching a video just talking about John Wick, and somebody brought that up. I was like, oh my God, so I'm not the only one who thought this one scene in whatever country they were in that involved dogs and her was boring. And I don't know what it was. But
I might be misremembering my time with watching it as well.
Sure.
I could have just been entranced by the dogs and Halle Berry.
I mean, there were some cool moments. I'm not sitting there going like it was terrible, but like there were moments in that scene, and just that scene where I was like, oof, I'm ready for this to wrap up.
There's something about a dog getting a villain that is just wonderful.
Oh, no, it is.
A badman. Like a dog attacking a badman. Yeah, I'm really here for that.
You know what I think it was? I think it just happened too much, though. Because, like, in that scene, y'all, from the third movie, they would shoot somebody.
And then the dog would go.
Like, hi, and whatever, hi, whatever phrase, they would be like, snide, get it. And then, they would, bite. And then shoot, get them, bite. I think it was too much. It was like, I've seen this. Break it up a little bit. But that scene in Osaka, it just goes on and on and on. And there's a crazy sequence in Paris where they're fighting between cars. I mean, they fight in a club. There's always like a club fight. Donnie Yen and the aforementioned, what's his name? I think it was Shamir Anderson. Both of those characters have moments, and they're not just throwaway villains, especially Kane. They're not. They have like a purpose of being there. And like I said, each of them could have their own backstory and spin-off movies, and I'll be down for it. Even the concierge in Osaka, Japan. I forget another legendary actor. I'm forgetting his name now. Hiroyuki Sanada. He plays the concierge of the one in Japan, and his daughter Akira. I'm not sure the actress' name, but his daughter's name is Akira. She, I think. They set her up to have her own spinoff. I think actually in the end, like there's an end credit scene, and I think she's in it. I think it's maybe setting up her for future adventures. Point is, it's not just like a pure action movie, because there's plenty of action movies that are out there, right? It's like you can go on Netflix or go on any streaming service or go wherever, and there's a difference between action. When I say nonstop, great action, minimal, like even though there's minimal dialogue in this. Because there is, like, Keanu does not say a lot of words in this movie. It all still works and it flows because they set up enough throughout these 4 movies now to where you're just in it. And it's not just the budget, because the budget helps, but you need to know how things are shot. And it's probably because of the director. The director's name is hold Chad Stahelski. Maybe did I say it right?
Stahelski?
Stahelski, yeah. He's been in Hollywood forever. He's a stuntman. He's directed all 4 movies. He knows this work, and he's a martial artist. He knows this stuff. So I think it's him and the writers, but like him in particular, he knows how to shoot a movie like this. And by the 4th movie, I mean the other movies also look really good. Just like set piece wise and like, just aesthetics, whatever. But by this movie, they nailed it. They've nailed it. There was no part in it where I was like, besides that little lull, like I said, and there was a part in Europe when they were trying to do a job to get his name back. Whole thing, y'all. It worked. It all worked for me.
Yeah. I'm glad it all worked for you.
Go on,
I
baby.
seriously am. I'm so happy you love this franchise and you love this movie. And
so what's some of your critiques?
Oh my God, you to me like, so what are your critiques? So what do you hate about it? Because I know you hate things about it. First of all, let's start with the things that I absolutely love.
Okay.
Keanu. Okay, I love Keanu Reeves, and a lot of people are like he's not a great actor, probably. But when you give him these kind of roles where he's the silent protagonist and he just has to grunt and sound manly, he's great at it. A man of very few words. When he gets a film like that, these days, that's pretty much kind of all he can really thrive in.
What are you saying?
Back in the day, we didn't mind if Keanu was given full sentences. He was trying, he was hungry, Now I'm not really sure what happened.
I don't think he needs to talk that much.
He doesn't.
He don't need to talk that much.
I'm just saying.
It's not that kind of movie. And you know what? No, I'm talking again.
I know. I'm like,
even though he's doing minimal talking, and you can sit over there in your ivory tower and talk about how he's not a good actor who doesn't need to say anymore.
He thrives with this kind of material, though.
Well, I will say this. I'm just saying this. It needs to be, and it should be like a freaking category in the Oscars, just like stunt work and like. He's doing it. I know he's not doing 100% of the stuff, but he's doing a lot of it. I would say the vast majority of it.
He's doing most of it.
It's amazing. And like, even if he isn't saying a word, like how he isn't saying a certain sentence the way certain people want him to say a certain sentence, the fact that he's up in there using these guns, hitting people with nunchucks, rolling on the ground, using like actual like MMA techniques and like fighting, he's doing it. We should put some respect on this man's name.
I mean, I am. You have not let me finish my
thoughts.
And
furthermore, go ahead, baby.
On the movie.
Go ahead, baby. Go ahead.
First, okay.
I
enjoy Keanu Reeves. He is great as John Wick. I can't picture anyone else as this character. I do not want Mark Wahlberg as John Wick. I don't want it. I really honestly can't see anyone else doing it because he is good at this kind of like one-liner. His face is very he's got the good look. It's a great look. And he's a very physical actor. He always has been a very physical actor, and he's very, very good at it. He obviously really loves martial arts and fighting.
Oh yeah.
If you go back and look at a lot of the Matrix behind the scenes, I mean, he like took on all of that persona of the kung fu, and like he learned it and he loved it, and I wouldn't be surprised if he does a lot of that stuff just, on his spare time, just his regular old workouts and things like that.
Look up a movie called The Man of Tai Chi. I'll just say that he plays the villain in a movie called The Man of Tai Chi. Ridiculous. Anyway, look it up. And the man's about that life.
And the fact that he is doing most of the stunts, you see him, you see his face, you connect with this character really, really well. The fighting choreography, absolutely amazing. It's a John Wick movie. It's why you go to see it. And they do not disappoint here. It is absolutely beautiful. Fighting scenes, stunt work. I absolutely love it. The cinematography, gorgeous.
It's beautiful.
You go in and you watch a movie like this, and it just makes you feel like you have wasted your money for every Marvel movie that you have seen in the past 2 years.
Only 2?
Well, 2 to 3, yes.
Sure.
Because like the Infinity Saga was wonderful.
Oh my
it was
goodness.
great. Anyway, Phase 5. Boo. But boo. Practical sets. They are really where they are. I believe in most of these places. They're jet setting. They're filming in Europe. They're filming in, I don't know where they are in this desert, but it looks like a desert, and it looks like he's really there.
It was Utah.
Riding those horses.
It was Utah, but go on.
He could be in Utah, but he's not on a set.
Yes.
There isn't a lot of CGI. And it's like your brain just appreciates that a lot more.
Yeah.
And I absolutely love that about this movie. Now, it is
and moving on from there, oh, what? You got something else, baby? Go on.
It is what, 3.5? Something like that? It's just 3 hours. It
is not 3.5 hours.
I feel like it's 3 hours and 20 minutes, though. Am I right?
Shit. It is 2 hours and 48 minutes.
It's 3 hours.
And that's including credits.
Really? It's just 2:40?
248.
We've been saying 3 though a lot.
I've been saying close to 3. I've been saying that. I've been very clear about that.
And so
I said
it's
a damn
long.
near 3-hour movie.
It's long for an action movie, which is very uncommon. Comedies and action movies, short and sweet.
Listen,
Chef's
there's no
kiss.
such thing as a movie that's too long. Okay, you can tell a movie can be 4 hours long, but if it's told well enough, then cool. You're sitting there saying this movie didn't need to be damn near 3 hours. Tell me why. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm like, I just want to get the point across, and then you could come and counter.
What's your point?
You can come and you can counter me. Yes, a movie is as long as the director and whoever deems it so. It's their prerogative to tell the story. They felt like they needed that time to tell the story. The thing is, there is a lot of action, and to me, it was very nonstop. So then when you do get to that maybe like hour and a half, 2 hour mark, or hour and 40 minutes, I feel like that is why everyone does go to sleep. Your brain, give me a moment.
Everyone goes to sleep. Okay.
I would love to know how many people fell asleep during this part of the movie.
Oh my God.
It's like you're so stimulated for such a and it's gorgeous. It's beautiful. Wow, look at how he's killing all of these people. It's very entertaining. When you reach the quote unquote lull, when things slow down, it's almost like you can relax and your body enters this state of like calm and like, okay, I can breathe now.
And your eyes start to get heavy.
And then your eyes get heavy and you get a little tired. You get a little sleepy. I feel like that is what happened to me, to where, how too much of a good thing, almost slightly. Too much of a good, just a little bit. It is a great movie. You don't really go for the story and all that. You just don't. You go for the fight scenes, which are the coolest things you've ever seen in your life. They're doing stuff in this movie I have never seen. Fights I have never seen.
Yeah.
But then there's also
done it.
the very
what are you finna say?
Unrealistic parts of like, this man ain't gonna die. John Wick, again, he gets thrown out of another building. I don't know how many stories it is, but he lands on top of a car. Oh my God.
It was a hard ass landing.
It was very hard. Oh, he should be dead, or at least
that
something
part doesn't
broken.
bother me. Like none of that stuff bothers me. It's like it's almost like a fantasy movie. It's like, look, these people are wearing suits that are so bulletproof that they can withstand a shotgun to the chest from like damn near point blank range. I'm like, I'm not like, look, like him coming out of a building and hurting himself. Him is a part of the movie where he falls down 200 something steps, like steep steps.
That was funny. At that point, it got funny. It was a little comical to me.
Yeah. I think you were meant to laugh, especially the second time he does, because he gets kicked down some steps, and then he lands on like a landing or whatever, and then he gets kicked down the second half of those steps, and you are meant to laugh. If you are meant to laugh, then
they messed up.
Yeah, they messed up.
But you probably are meant to laugh.
Like all of that, like for 4 movies of like constant damage that he's been taking, that doesn't tick me out. Like it doesn't tick me out. It's like, okay.
It takes me out.
That's
all I'm saying.
It shouldn't. You're bad and you feel bad.
All I'm saying is, I when it comes to at that point, you are just never scared for him. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think you're okay. See, I don't know if you're meant to be scared for him. Are you meant to be scared for John? I know what you're saying. It's like, well, if you aren't scared for him, then like, what are the stakes?
What are the stakes?
Like what? Like. He's always going to win. I mean, he's the main character. Yes, he's going to win until the writers decide he won't win. You know?
Yeah, I mean,
like
it's a movie.
It's a movie. Understand. He has to get to the end. You know?
I understand. And these are my critiques that I have, and it's a wonderful movie. I liked it a lot, and it is great for me.
But
for me, it was just
my suspension of disbelief.
No, it was just too much. It was a lot.
And y'all, that was Erica talking. That wasn't even me.
No, it was just a lot. And
furthermore,
no, and so when there was that time to calm down, it was like all my muscles relaxed and I fell asleep.
Listen, I know what you're saying. Listen, I'm giving you crap, but I know what you're saying.
You really are. But I'm like, I feel like I'm making. Why are you booing me? I'm right. Like I feel like I'm making really good points. You know. As far as like setting the bar for action goes, this is it.
Sure.
You know, I would love to see something to try and top the John Wick's franchise.
But
because I don't think anything will.
You would like this, which I get. The sentence I'm about to say, I think I would too. You would like to have this kind of action along with like
a really great story.
It's not like realistic, but like a better story.
Yes.
Like,
yeah.
It's not enough to hear buzzwords like the marquee, the harbinger, the marker, the table. Like, it's all these like world setting and like, like set piece, not set pieces, but you know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
like it's establishing a world. You're like, cool. But like, what's the story? Like,
I mean, I guess it comes down to just being cool for cool's sake a little bit too. Like the scene.
You're pushing it.
I know, and I'm so sorry. The club scene with all the water and the waterfalls, and nobody's reacting.
Hey, a couple of those people are slightly reacting.
And finally everyone leaves the club.
Which is funny because I was going to say this.
They slowly leave the club.
It was funny, yeah, because the scene we're talking about, yeah, John is fighting people and there's one guy and there's shooting and there's fighting.
And people just raving their heads
People
off.
are just like, listen, man, I've already taken all the drugs I'm going to take tonight. I ain't got time. I can't be running out of the club. There's
axes flying by them. They're fine.
Yeah.
Everyone in that club was fine.
And then it cuts to the end, and all of a sudden, John's running out, and so are they. I was like, why y'all running? Y'all were in there having a good old time.
Y'all were having a good time
Wait
in that club.
This isn't part of the show. But yeah,
I'm just saying, like, there's some things like
that. I don't like saying like better story. I mean, because I like what it was like.
Right.
So it's weird saying like better story.
It feels like this to me feels like a Fast and Furious situation. Like, if you're in it, you get it.
What are you talking about?
But when you are on the outside of that franchise, you just don't get it. And I love that. I do like the Fast and Furious franchise, everybody.
Listen,
I really do.
The Fast and Furious people aren't coming for you. The family isn't coming for you.
But it is usually a simple tale, but what you go for is the action, and they succeed in that, 100% succeed in the action.
They did enough character work in that first movie to lay the groundwork, honestly, for me, for all 4 movies. As the most lines he had was in that first movie.
Yeah.
He seemed the most human in that first movie.
Yes.
And that's all I needed. And then the rest is just like, it's just gravy. It's like, okay, I get it. You set the foundation. Now, I mean, and some people will even critique that first movie, say it wasn't enough, or whatever. I thought everything else is so good, it's so elevated that all you needed was that baseline for the story. I like the fact that in this world of the John Wick world, there's no like real people. There's no like. There's no person who is just, you never cut to like a person going like, whoa, what's happening?
No, there's never that one character that is supposed to be the audience.
Yeah.
That's the stand-in for, there's never the Harry Potter. Which Harry Potter is essentially all of us in that world of figuring out everything. People are explaining things to him. They're explaining it to us.
Yes.
There isn't really a character like that in these films.
Love it. I love that John like isn't protecting like a little girl who doesn't know what's going on. He has to explain to her what's happening. Yeah. So like when because like that's like when you say better story, it's like because they could do something where it's like more emotional or more like we're gonna get John like more stakes outside of him just getting revenge. I'm like, we've done that.
You know what? You're right. So I'm gonna take back what I said.
You don't have to concede. You don't have to concede that point because I know what you're saying.
But you are right because when I think about it, I'm like, what is it that I do want? It would be a different movie.
It would be a different movie.
It would be a different.
It would be a different movie. I think maybe that's part of my reason. I don't know, and this is probably gonna be a critique more of her acting, but I think it's kind of why I didn't like Halle Berry. It's because not only did I not like her acting scene, but I kind of didn't like her character.
Okay.
She seemed a little too real. She seemed too much like a person. You know what I mean?
She didn't wear enough black leather and
maybe that's what it was. Because most people
shades and smoke cigarettes.
I feel like Halle Berry should have been in the first movie. Because the first movie had the most like amount of like normal people. Mm-hmm. She should have been in the first movie because like it could be like she was almost too emotional.
Okay.
I'm like, you're having too like Halle Berry, your actions are too broad and big, which they really weren't. But like her like shooting John and being like, you son of a, I'm mad at you. Because like they don't really tell you why, but like he helped her and she helped him and there's some animosity there. And she's like, she gives him a bottle of water that she like drinks and spits back into it.
Yes.
You know, so it's like, and it could be her acting, but I was like,
she's
Halle
not
Berry,
a very coy character
calm
or calm, or because most of the people in the John Wick universe are very chill.
like even
about
when they're
what
like upset,
doing.
it's still like
Yeah.
some undercurrents of like, I am composed and I can handle this.
Yeah, they're all Bond villains. They're
I
all
love
just
it.
chill.
Like even the
and
good guys are like, you know,
they're like,
way
we love
too-
being assassins. This is a beautiful, great
Yes.
life that we have.
yes,
If we die, we die.
yeah.
You know?
I love paying for a hotel room with a single coin.
It's just a Tuesday for me.
So it's I don't know, like we're all over the place now, but we're just kind of going on about John Wick in general, and I'm fine with it. But
and you love it. I hope
do
everyone
love
loves it.
John Wick 4, yeah, recommend. We said earlier that he does in fact die. He does lose a duel between him and Kane.
Allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly. We don't see a body. After watching it twice, that second time I was like, wow, they're really setting it up, the themes for this movie, and for him, like, why do you still fight? Why are you still doing this? Which they've done throughout all of them. In the third one, he was like, so I can remember Helen, his wife.
It is like everywhere he goes, everybody dies.
It's true. It stuff crumbles. So
people he does not want to die.
Yeah, and so
die.
And
they
I
suffer.
think,
People around him suffer.
Yeah, and I think that's maybe part of the reason why he, because Kane is a antagonist, but him and John are brothers and they're friends, and John has a history with people.
I guess the Kane thing too, because I said I didn't really like that character too much.
Go on about that.
It was too like he's here now, and we're just supposed to. I don't like when movies do that, and you just assume like we had a history together. And also, I didn't like honestly his personality. I wasn't sure what they were going for with that character.
I like
parts of him. When they're in the club in Japan, not the club, the hotel in Japan.
Yeah,
I liked him there.
Okay.
And I liked him fighting. Anytime
his
he
fighting
fought
style
was great. I didn't like him, I guess, just talking.
What?
Really. Yeah, it was. I don't know if I don't know.
His fighting style is really cool.
Bought it.
It's almost hard to describe his fighting style, but it was like casual almost.
Yeah, I felt like he might have been drunk the whole film, like the character.
Jesus Christ.
And if that's what they were going for, they did it.
I don't think that's what they were going for.
But he was real like
casual, like cool. We're doing this now.
Yeah, like maybe Spike from Cowboy Bebop, but not quite.
I know what you're saying.
There was a vibe about him.
If you don't understand that reference, this, Erica mentioning like he was drunk, it almost like he was doing like I don't even want to say a drunken style, but it was like, it wasn't like fists up,
right,
ready to go, precise movements. It was like whoop 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 whoop, and he was like, he would still beat you, and it would still look cool, and like he meant to do what he did. I
loved every fight with him. All his fights and how he utilized the space.
What I'm gonna say
would be in was great.
Yes. Okay. So you were saying you don't like that when movies, I guess in general, do like, hey, this character's always been there, you just didn't see him, or they have a history. That's kind of the whole John Wick franchise, though.
Yeah,
it's the whole John Wick. It's like, hey, we're gonna mention this thing, and you just have to go with us that it is a thing. You just have
to go with
now,
it.
I'll say a lot of times in movies that does suck because you're like, show don't tell. Like don't tell us that you and I are like really good friends and we did stuff together and like we have an unbreakable bond, and I hate the fact that they sending me after you, like I have to kill you to protect my daughter.
I don't connect.
It didn't bother me. I don't know why. And it could be just because the action and the movie looks so good that it doesn't bother me. Like if it was like I don't want to say generic, but if it was like a Hollywood regular, like a normal Hollywood action movie, just with guns and a romantic plot line and gotta save this girl or save this person, maybe that would annoy me because the rest of it wasn't elevated enough. But to me, the rest of everything else is elevated enough to where I don't need to be like, now this Kane person, why are him and John such good friends?
Right.
Can they show me a flashback of him and John helping each other? I don't need it.
For you, this just scratches an itch that you don't have in the back of your brain for a type of action kind of movie. And
sure.
And I totally get it. Like, I totally get it. I do not have that thing in the back of my brain. So therefore I'm like, what? Where he know him? Where he come from? Why he act like he drunk? How come John Wick surviving these falls and blah blah blah? He got hit by a car like 6 times in this movie.
He did get hit by a car a few times.
So for me, sometimes I don't know. This is one of those for me where I was like, I don't know. But I do love the craftsmanship. Yeah. I love the dedication. I love the love that you can tell that everyone has making these films
movies,
because they are literally probably putting blood, sweat, and tears into creating this franchise.
That's what the director
said. That is wonderful and beautiful, and I love that.
They are putting everything into these movies. Like the director, apparently, I mean, he's been saying this for years, but every time he makes one, he's like, it's the last one. A lot of the reasons is because he says they're so hard to make. He's like, these are hard movies to make.
I would think that it's very
everybody
hard to make.
needs to be on their, like, not at A game, A plus S game.
Yeah.
They have to be running on all cylinders.
You cannot miss your mark.
So,
if you don't wrap your legs around that man, spin him down when we need you to, and the other guy's coming,
it's not going to look right.
It's not going to look good. And probably somebody could get hurt.
Exactly. Yeah. Like, so I wish there was like an Oscar category for like movies like this. Yeah. And it was like, we can't reward these people for like amazing stunt work, and I don't know, like
it doesn't make sense.
It's like these kind of movies. If it was like a certain kind of movie, we can nominate it for, I don't know, set design or I don't know, set design is one of them. Like costume design, I know is one, like costuming and whatnot. But no one's gonna win that for this. Like they were in suits, but I don't know, y'all. It's We've been all over the place for this. We talk about the movie a little bit here and there, and we go off on little tangents about the franchise overall. But I don't know if we need to hit beat by beat what happens in this movie. It's an action movie. The majority of the movie is fighting, shooting, death, with sprinkles of character work here and there, but mostly between Kane and the tracker / Mr. Nobody, guy with the guy with the dog in this movie. Keanu doesn't have the dog in it at all, really, in this movie. It all works for me, and part of me wants this to be the end. If they never make another John Wick movie with Keanu, I think they did just fine. Y'all did a good job. You did 4 movies in. If they do spinoffs, I just hope if they're even half the quality of these John Wick movies, then they're going to be good.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't know. They've done it for me. Like I'll go back and watch all 4 of them and reevaluate my list to see where they may fall. Like even the last one, if I consider the second one the quote unquote worst one, it's still a good movie. I'm not like, oh, it's shit. It should be way at the bottom. Yeah. There's not a lot of room in between these movies in terms of quality for me. But anyway, I love this movie. I love the franchise. John Wick, forever.
I would 100% recommend all of these John Wick movies. Yeah. They are all very, very good, all very, very entertaining. Just have you a special shot for the middle of John Wick 4 when they start talking. Just get you a little sip of something so you'll wake up a little bit. Other than that, yes, it's great. It's great. I feel like I had very fair critiques, very fair, honest things to say about the film. And I still recommend, really, really like what I saw. Because you're never going to see anything like this anywhere else.
No, yeah.
Nobody is doing this.
I think that's why that's why they're special. That's why
they're very special. Yeah. Very, very special. But let us know what you think.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
About the John Wick franchise. Should they make another one? Are the spinoffs going to be good, y'all? Should Keanu say more words in his movies?
No.
Either way,
you don't need to.
Let us know your thoughts. If you like John Wick, like the video, y'all. We'd appreciate it.
John would appreciate it.
John would. He'd say, yeah.
Oh my God, that's pretty good. Yeah, he would say, yeah.
And with that, we will see you on the next one.
All right, see y'all.
Bye. Thank you so much for listening to our podcast. If you enjoyed what you heard, check us out on Twitch at twitch.tv/Barnard Babble. That's BARNARD BABBLE.